I know where you stand on this after the explanation you've heard from Frederick.
People perceive it.
I think Prof. Bokpin's question or statement about managing the currency is not an end in itself. It means to an end.
Yes.
And so on that score, I think he's answered the question. I wanted to ask him a question, but he's answered the question by indicating that what is being done is too aggressive. I was going to ask you that, so in lieu of that understanding, do you think what is being done is sustainable? But you have answered that question on one hand. You say that it's too aggressive, which means that it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
No. You understand?
No.
It's not sustainable.
No.
You can disagree. You can disagree.
No, that's his deduction.
The problem is here.
What are you saying?
You cannot speak for him.
Are you the spokesperson?
No, he's here.
Are you the spokesperson?
We are arguing.
No, but Richard, agree that that's your inference from what he said.
From what he said.
Okay,
but he didn't say that.
Okay, so we can do it. Right?
Sure.
So excessive intervention in the market, which you agree is not sustainable.
Yes.
In my view, my inference, do you think what the Bank of Ghana is doing is sustainable? Because your spokesperson wants you to answer.
Oh no, I don't have.
But you get the point.
I've made this point several times.
Okay, good.
I've
So
said
I proceed, right? No, he agreed.
No, but let him.
So I've maintained that is the way the government approach to managing the economy. We agree with them from the fiscal side and then the complementary for monetary side. We've seen the strengthening of the currency, and I maintain that the pace has been too aggressive.
Okay.
And it will have implications for the economy, clearly. And some of the reactions we are seeing in the market, for which reason Bank of Ghana is coming with this directive and all of that, it's just that the market is responding to all of these things, and the central bank is looking at how do we manage all of this, okay? So when I say that this directive and all of that, nobody is saying that it's not good and all of that, but ultimately, would this solve the fundamental issue? I hope you understand that, for which people are reacting this way. You've seen remittances and the rest of them. We've seen import, we've seen government revenue from the port also coming down and all of that. So those are the concerns.
Right.
And when it comes to the city, we are all concerned about the stability, the sustainability and all of that. And let me add this, maybe I may get a chance. The IMF program is ending technically December 2025.
Okay.
And all of that. So if you are looking at the outlook and all of that, people are concerned. Not only that, people who want to withdraw dollars from the counter, so to speak, but even for businesses that need to make payment, transfer out of this country for import and all of that in anticipation of Christmas and all of that. There are real concerns that I believe that we have to look at, and I'm sure my good friend here agrees and all of that. So those are the things that...
No, but Prof, I'll come to Richard. As part of the sustainability argument, wouldn't it rather be a good call? Because the last time I went to South Africa, I couldn't buy in dollars. Because I went to the mall and I had to go back to my hotel, pick my passport before I could exchange my dollars into rand before buying anything. Shouldn't we be getting there in Ghana?
Who has stopped us?
So these are the steps.
No. These are regulations.
No, these are the steps.
Look,
these are the steps.
I agree with you.
It's a regulation.
We cannot do everything.
So there's a role regulation can play.
Okay.
Regulation cannot substitute for real things that we have to do on the ground. Look, if we talk, the economy's supply capacity is severely constrained. What are we producing in this country? What are we producing? When we talk about entrepreneurs in Ghana today, is to identify something outside and then what? Import it. And the rest of them. So that's why we are saying that to some extent, we've seen the role of fiscal discipline, expenditure cut, and I've commended government for that. I've commended the Bank of Ghana also from that. But where you see where the Cedi is right now, I hope you understand that the aggressive strength from the beginning of the year to where it is it optimal? Optimal. In terms of promoting the economy that we want, Again, if you are looking at export, you are looking at maybe import dynamics and all of that, and whether real cash flow allocations have actually gone to the real sector of the economy. Here you are talking about agriculture, you are talking about maybe industry, you are talking about the rest of them. And I think that until there's substantial cash flow allocation, budgetary allocation, and we are beginning to see the transformation coming from the real sector and the rest of them, then we are going to have problems and all of that. And I'm sure that's also playing the role.
So Richard, please. So the short answer from Prof is that it's not sustainable. Really, that's the point.
Essentially.
Yes, essentially. You see, and also the point was made, I don't know if by Mr. Kofi Bentel or Prof again, about if people form the idea that the price of the cedi out there is not real, it will undermine confidence in the market, that the demand and supply elements are not regulating the price on the market. That's one reason it is not sustainable. Because in that way, people would go out and still go and get the dollars outside of the banking system. That's how you lose control of it, and that's how the rates spikes. Obi, I am just surprised how this government wants us to believe that by this excessive intervention in the market, they will sustain the cedi. We all know the way to sustain any currency is through maintaining your trade balances. So where that you are not having deficits, or you are moving from deficit to surpluses. And that way you are strengthening your currency. So then you are looking at market principle that your demand and supply is meeting at a certain point. So people who want dollars can find, people who want cedi can find it. And in that case, Obi, you are creating employment, which then makes the whole system sustainable. But what we have now is not sustainable. And one way I will demonstrate for my brother is this. You see, this whole thing that he was talking about offshore dollar, okay? That people can't find it. I know people who early on were trying to transfer and pay for their school fees. They were not getting their dollars. They go to the bank, they say this, they say that, they prolong the process and drag it. They were not able to pay for it.
The Guta raised that.
Exactly, Obi. So the point is that what is being done is artificial. And the artificial nature of it is such that you can see it. And that's why the market is reacting. And the Bank of Ghana is dumping more regulation on them. I agree with regulation that seals the loopholes in terms of feeding the black market trade. If you take away the black market trade, then you can then have a handle on how you manage your currency. So that part we agree, and every government has tried to do that. But the bit where they are doing and actually entering the market in the way that they are doing, I beg you, it is going to just disrupt the market and undermine confidence in our economy. You probably make the point that you are not managing the economy for yourself alone. There are stakeholders engaged in this economy with us. So foreign direct investment and people who want to come and invest in our economy. Obi, what do you think they are thinking right now to say that they are going to be regulated in the way that there are monies that are there in our currency that they want in another currency, perhaps their own domestic currency? You can't get it.
You cannot withdraw it. You can transfer.
Obi, I made a point to you that people are trying to transfer 5,000 to pay school fees. They can't find it. So what they are saying effectively is that you can't take your money if it becomes cedi. You must use our cedi. And so if I want to invest in Ghana, is that an attractive destination? And mind you, in 2019, Ghana surpassed Nigeria in foreign direct investment. So what you're trying to tell us technically is that you are closing that window, which is the reason why the IMF and the World Bank are beginning to enter into this conversation. Because what you're doing is artificial. You are deceiving us. You know, when we were little, we used to have this cardboard and we'll cut toys and then we'll put lights there. And we invite the kids in the neighborhood and we begin to point it and say this person is beating and all that. That's what they are doing. In the 21st century, with all the AI capacity we have, what you are doing is this baby photo thing that you are doing to us. And it's not right, Obi. It is not going to help anybody. And that's why you have seen that the excitement with which this government came to office, the goodwill they had, they have not been able to show anything. All it is they are doing is to send my good brother to argue in fine English what it is they are trying to do. What they have done is what we are asking. And everything they have done has been cosmetic and artificial at best. This currency matter should be a matter of the economy generating that strength. The strength of the Cedi now, it is not actual. It is fake. So that you cannot see
what we are seeing now
is fake because there is no production that is backing it. Where do you get this from? Where did it come from? Let's look at our export numbers. What does it look like? Maybe you can tell us. Is it commensurate? Does it reflect? No, you have the time.
I'll give you time.
But I'm just saying that your trade position, okay, your ability to allow the market to set its own price. I think that's what it is that we're expecting. The manipulation that they are doing right now, Obi, does not give any confidence to anybody.
But they've told you in the first 5-6 months, gold alone has brought in over $5 billion US.
Okay, so it's as if they discovered gold when they came to office. Suddenly they discovered gold, that gold was not in this country before. So what happens if the price of gold drops? And in fact, this whole thing they are talking about, my good friend Sammy Jeffy is doing some good work over there. But the point I want to ask is that this whole galamsey thing that is going, they are buying from small-scale miners. The increased exports they are having, and who are the ones selling the gold to them? Do we accidentally have illegal miners, galamseyers also filtering through?
They say small-scale.
But I'm just saying that there's galamseyers going on. And then the Gold Board has done an initiative where they themselves are policing smugglers. Okay? So people are not smuggling. You understand?
Yes.
People are not smuggling.
Yes.
But the people are galamseying. So those galamseyers, who are they selling their gold to? If we are to assume that Sami and his effort at Gold Board is ensuring that smuggling of gold is curtailed, then the galamsey that we are seeing, to the extent that their national organizer is issuing order to the president to say that he should decommission all the task force. Yeah. Now, if that is the case, we agree from that there is galamsey going on. So those galamsey, who are they selling their gold to? That's a question we need to explore. And so when they are telling us about gold has gone up and all of that, is gold, how many jobs are they creating there in that sector? And how is that affecting the larger economy in terms of driving demand and supply in the economy? Okay. So what they have done is indeed formatting, which in another way they are calling resetting. They are resetting all of us to think what reality we know is not the reality we are having.
Essentially, they are
gaslighting all of us. And I think that my brother can do himself a favor because he's a young man, and all of these things are beginning to unfold. And we are going to see the full length of the NDC government and their resetting.
Very well.